Hello and welcome. Today we are going to take a look at developing our very own style guide. Just as you've read in the lesson, a style guide basically is a comprehensive document or set of guidelines that outlines the visual and interaction design standard for a user interface. Basically, it helps provide us with an easy way to manage our design assets from a single point. Okay, and they include elements such as typography, color palette, icons and imagery, layouts and grid system and what have you. Okay, before we start, let's go ahead and create a new page. So click on plus sign. You already know how to do that. Click on plus sign and let's go ahead and call this page Explore. Okay, enter. Now make sure you're on the Explore page. I think I'm just going to copy some of those elements and paste it right here. Let me go ahead and paste it. Okay, so like I said, typography, color palettes, icons and imagery, interactive states, navigation and information hierarchy are some of the elements that can be found in a style guide. But before we start, let's take a look at some websites and see how they implement their styles. The first one we want to take a look at is Jumia. So when you come to Jumia, you're going to see the design of the website, right? So when you scroll down, you can see the styles here. You can see basically Jumia's primary color is this orange here, right? But mostly you can see that the backgrounds are made up of white and grayish color. So these are called neutral colors. Okay, and when you look at the text again, you see that they have different text font sizes right here. You can see this font size here is the same thing as the font size here. Okay, so they are using this to maintain some form of consistency. You can see everything here have the same font size, font style. Okay, and if you go to Konga, you have the same thing right there on Konga. Konga majorly having this pinkish color. Okay, and they also have an accent color, which is this orange. If you also scroll, you notice that the background also is made up of it's made up of neutral colors, right? And when you take a look at the typography as well, you can see that for each section they are using this same typography, typography style. And for the names of the equipment, you can see here, and for the prices as well as the saves, you can see the same thing is going on here. And when you also head over to page stack, you can see on page stack right here on the hero section. So basically the hero section is this part of the website before the fold. Okay, so anytime you land on a website, the hero section is usually the part the part that shows up here, this big part before you scroll, right? That's called the hero section. So you can see on the hero section we have these big bold fonts here, followed by this one, and when you scroll you can see we keep having this repetition kind of, and then you can see that this one is a little bit smaller than this, but these are all headings. Okay, they are all heading fonts, and you can see the paragraph text or the body text, right? You can see it helps maintain some form of consistency. The same thing if you go to GT Bank, you see the same fonts, typography scale going on. You have this, you have all these ones the same size. You have the body copy the same size. You also have links the same size. This is not only limited to websites alone. If you also go to apps, like if you come to this website uiland.design, it's going to give you screenshots of different applications. So let's take a look at Glovo, for instance. So when you come here over to the Glovo app, you can see that they are using the same font sizes for the buttons. Okay, take a look at this size is the same here, and when you even come into the app, you find out that things like the name, email, password, they are all the same size, and things like these links here, the login link, they are all the same size. So there is a form of consistency, and that is what you want to create. You want to have this form of consistency when creating your design, and one of the ways you can actually maintain this consistency is to create a style guide. Great. Now with all those out of the way, let's take a look at how to create some styles. But first, we need to establish the rules of what we're creating. For our text, we want to have, let me type it out. So for our text, for our typography, we want to have a display text, okay, which is usually used on hero sections of a web page. I just showed you an example on the PageStack's website. So we need a display text, right? And the next thing, again, we need a heading text. So heading text basically are used to, specify different sections of a website or an app, right? And they usually range from H1 to H6. Then aside that, we also need a body text, which will be the body copy of whatever we are going to be working on, right? Now we are going to have two styles, okay? Two styles. We are going to have the regular and we're going to have the bold. So let's take a look at this. And for the font, I think we should go with Roboto. So we'll be going with, okay, let's go with Poppins. We'll be going with Poppins. So click on Poppins, okay? And also select this, search for Poppins, okay? And we want Poppins regular and then Poppins bold, okay? So these are the two styles we want, right? Now when it comes to the scaling, already the scaling, the heading will be from H1 to H6, but for our body we want to have extra small, okay? Want to have small, then we want to have normal, or we can call it base, and large, okay? So these are some of the standards we've defined. Remember, you have to kind of plan this out before you even start, but these are like the standards. So if you can do this, basically you can actually use it for any type of application you are designing, okay? So we have the display, we have the heading, which will range from H1 to H6, and here we have the body, which will go from small, which will go from extra small, small, base, and large, okay? Now for our colors, we are going to define some colors. Basically for our colors, we are going to have some specific colors. The first one we want to have is our primary color. So basically you can have primary and secondary colors, but for now we just want to have a primary color, which is also regarded as the brand color, okay? Primary color, or you can call it brand color. And then we want to have neutral colors, okay? Neutral colors, just like I showed you on the website. Neutral colors, they are mostly grays, okay? So we have neutral colors. Then we are going to have global colors or universal colors, basically white and black, okay? Not grays, okay? Then we are going to have system colors. Now these system colors basically are used to return feedback, some micro interactions, okay? So they include success, warning, and error notifications, okay? So basically with this out of the way, we have an idea of what we are trying to do. So let's go ahead and see how to create styles in Figma, okay? So the first thing, let's assume I want to create a text style. All I need to do is to come here, pick my text tool, type in, let's say this is a text style, okay? All I need to do is to style this text, right? So right now I have it, the font as Poppins, size 12, and you can put in all these properties. For line height, I can come to line height and say 20. That's for line height, right? So basically line height is the space between each paragraph, okay? Just like if I should hit enter now and type second paragraph, okay, paragraph. So let me zoom in so you can understand. So basically line height is the space between this and this, right? So the space between this and this. So we are looking at something right here like this. So that is the line height. So if I should increase here to something like, let's say 40, you can see that it has increased drastically. Okay, a rule of thumb is to basically add 8 to whatever number you have here, but sometimes it can change. But a rule of thumb is to add 8 or 4, okay, to whatever number you have as your font size. Okay, so if I go ahead and make this maybe 10, you see that the text is going to be a little bit cranky. So that's basically what line height is. So let me go ahead and change this back to 20. Okay, let me delete this. So with this set to 20, to convert this to a text style, all I need to do is to come to the style menu. So click on this, and I want to hit this plus sign which says create style. So I click on it, and what I can do now is to come in here and type the name. So I can now call this body small. Okay, and for description you can type description, or you can just leave it. And here I'm going to click on create style. Now what happened is this, you can see right here I'm no longer seeing pop paint and all those properties. Right now what I'm seeing is body small. So we've created a text style. That's basically how to create a text style. So if I should deselect everything, under my local styles you can see I have text style and I have that body small right there. It is as simple as that. So how do you create a color style? The same way. So let me draw a frame. Let's draw a frame right here, and let me make this 20 by 20. I'm just doing something. I'm not actually expecting you to follow me. I just want you to understand first. Okay, so here if I should give this a color now, red, and to convert this to a text style, all I need to do is to come to fill. Okay, if it's a text you go to text, but this is color right here. So let's go to fill, then click on the menu and click on the plus sign, and then we have that color there. We can just call this primary color. Okay, now with this done, you can see we no longer have red, the hex code right there. Instead we have a primary color right there. And if I deselect, I'm going to see local styles, text, we can see that style, and color styles, we can see primary color right there. Now what happens is this, if I have other elements, let's say I have this other element, okay, and I just gave it the normal red, okay, and I have another element right here, but instead of giving it this red, I click on this menu and I select primary color. What happens is this, let's assume these are buttons, and maybe I've gone far in the design. Let's assume I've gone far in the design, and the owner comes and say, no, my color isn't red, my brand color is orange. In the normal sense, what I would have done will be to go into the design and start changing the colors on all the instances. But if you applied color style, it will be easier for you to manage. All you need to do is to deselect, come to the original style you created right here, click on this setting icon, right, and all you need to do is to come here and then change the color. And you can see immediately I start changing the color, all those instances of the elements that are using this style, they begin to change as well. This one I chose the color directly, and you can see it's not affecting it. Okay, the same thing with paragraph, the same thing with typographic style. So let's assume I come here and I type Designgate. Okay, let's go ahead and okay, it's already having that body small there. Let's go ahead and edit this. So let's say body small. No, we want to now make the text 24. You can see all of them increasing, the two of them increasing at once, and we can decide to make here 24. By the way, you can actually do arithmetics inside these boxes. 24 plus 8, and there we have 32. Okay, you can see how they are working. So basically this is how a style guide works, and this is how a style guide works. And that is the importance of style guide. They help you manage your design assets easily from a single source. So even if you have this in hundreds of pages, immediately you adjust the parent one, every instances of those styles will also update. So in the next section, we are going to take a look at a more practical approach on how to creating these styles.